Lewis and Clark, the Cathedral of St. Helena. Visitors are welcome to attend services or, like I did, to step inside for a quiet moment of reflection. Tours are available, but I only had time for a brief, self-guided visit. The doors were open and I walked in. What I saw reminded me that I don't need to go to Europe. It's all here in Helena. It's named for Saint Helena, mother of Emperor Constantine. She's known as the patron saint of discoveries, credited with finding the true cross in the Holy Land. Her legacy of faith and perseverance mirrors Helena's journey from the gold camps to the Queen City. The construction began in 1908 when Helena was flush with gold wealth, civic pride, and ambition. Led by architect A.O. von Herbolus, who modeled the cathedral after the Votivkirche in Vienna. The cornerstone was laid on October 4th, and the first Mass was held in November 1914. I spotted two twin spires rising like mountain peaks, unmistakably Gothic. Each step carried me closer to the Cathedral of St. Helena, a limestone beacon etched with stained glass and Gothic Revival architecture, and one of Helena's most iconic landmarks. The North Tower of the Cathedral of St. Helena holds 15 hand-cast bells, and each one carries meaning. They were installed to represent the 15 mysteries of the Rosary, joyful, sorrowful, and glorious. The bells ring out for masses, funerals, weddings, and special community events, marking sacred time and echoing through Helena. One of the most powerful moments came after the 1935 earthquake, which nearly destroyed the South Tower. The community rallied, rebuilt, and reinforced the structure. That resilience, faith through disaster, is etched into every stone. Another chapter unfolded in 1989 when a train crash damaged the cathedral's columns. Again, Helena rebuilt the order of the Mass left behind. What should I do? I did. When I walked in, I stepped through a forest of marble pillars, each one rising like a stone tree, providing a striking presence. When you walk into the Cathedral of St. Helena, color flows from the chandeliers and ceiling arches, bathing the hallway in stained glass hues. The aisle leads to a gleaming white marble altar, its hand-carved detail a testament to sacred craftsmanship. It's not just the largest church in Montana, it's the most thoughtfully designed. Every column, every carving was made to lift the eye and still the heart. The cathedral is more than architecture. It's a spiritual and social anchor. It hosts daily Mass, weddings, funerals, and seasonal events. It supports outreach programs, such as the Good Samaritan Thrift Store, and offers ministries for youth, music, and the homebound, providing a space for reflection and connection. Built in the early 1900s, the Cathedral of St. Helena's vaulted ceilings were inspired by European churches, especially one in Vienna. They weren't just made to impress. They were designed to fill the space with light which pours in through the stained glass. Inside the Cathedral of St. Helena, one of the most powerful sculptures is the statue of a woman and child. I interpreted it as Mary and the infant Jesus, likely carved from Carrara marble, like many of the cathedral's statues, Carrara marble altars, and hand-carved oak pews completing the vision. It cost $645,000, a fortune at the time, and was funded in part by mining magnate Thomas Cruz, whose funeral was the first held inside. Positioned at the center of the sanctuary, the Last Supper carved into the marble altar shows Jesus with his 12 apostles at the moment he institutes the Eucharist, and it is one of its most quietly profound features. Inside, you'll find Carrara marble, 29 limestone statues of saints and sacred figures. The altar at the Cathedral of St. Helena is surrounded by golden stained glass windows that flood the sanctuary with warm, glowing light, especially during afternoon sun. The Zettler windows form a 37-panel narrative that tells the Christian story from the fall of Adam and Eve to the early 20th century church. Scenes include events from the Old and New Testaments, saints and moments from church history. The cathedral features 59 stained glass windows, covering a total of 11,696 square feet of art glass. The first 46 windows were created by the F.X. Zettler firm of Munich, Germany, renowned for ecclesiastical glasswork. The stained glass windows of the Cathedral of St. Helena are more than decoration. They're a sweeping visual history of faith, crafted with extraordinary care and artistry. The rose window of the Cathedral of St. Helena is its radiant crown, an intricate burst of color and light that greets visitors from the west facade and floods the church with beauty. The window glows with deep reds, blues, and golds, often depicting Christ the King, surrounded by symbols of the apostles or saints. Some panels near the sanctuary may contain scriptural verses, dedications, or liturgical themes, such as, "Do this in memory of me," or "I am the bread of life." Montana holds many sacred spaces, but none shine quite like St. Helena. Its 59 stained glass windows don't just tell stories, they surround you in them.